Here is a look at the niche Aether, and it basically feels to me like a twin version of the niche story. It's got that same, hybrid rocker profile, as you can see. It's got a nice flat right about here, then it goes to a mellow rocker, then to a camber. And you can see it doesn't really, sit up too high. Take a look at that camber profile there. It's really chill. It's just like not too much camber, not too much rocker. So when your feet are down on this, it provides a pretty stable ride. This I think has a pretty wide waist. This is a 156. Probably would have been happier on a 153 because, the story felt like almost not a mid-wide. I really felt the mid-wideness of this 156. And for size 9 boots, I really didn't feel like it wanted to turn super easy. It almost felt a little slower than the story, which is really weird because the story is bigger board and more directional. But this felt more like it kind of wanted to go straight for me better, and didn't really want to do those like quick short radius turns. But that's expected. I bet you if I was on a 153, it would be a lot more responsive. You can see here the base. I don't know if you can tell. I think you can just from here. But if you look at this thing, there is some massive magnet traction going on there. Let's get into this. And you can see it's really aggressive. Like really aggressive. There's 3 major bumps between the feet, but then it tapers off almost to like no magnet traction in the tip and tail. So what that does is it's kind of a very unique feel. It reminds me a little bit of how the Banana Magic feels, where it feels really like, even though it's a hybrid rocker, which can be a little, on harder snow, can be a little loose, a little like it wants to just auto spin on you. You can start doing this because when you're one footing and flat basing, but for some reason this aggressive magnet traction kind of minimalizes that, except for all but like the hardest snow, and it gives it a pretty stable ride. So it felt really stable, especially for a hybrid rocker. Felt stable here, it felt locked in here, but not catchy in the tip and tail. So it's kind of a cool feel. And if you're like a 10.5 to like 11.5, if you run like a little bit on the mid-wide side, this is a really fun board for you. And again, it's going to be, it's not a board I personally want to ride because I'm a size 9 boot. Maybe if I sized way down, that could be pretty fun because then I'd have a big stable platform, a pretty wide board, but short and powerful. But for those who are looking for an all-mountain freestyle board, or like a really good like jump, pipe, even to a certain extent jib board, but still a board that can really handle the mountain and just really hold an edge in just the hardest of hardest snow with this aggressive magnet traction, but still not be terribly too grabby in softer snow. We've had this mainly in firm mornings, going to slush, almost slush, soft, nasty, grippy, kind of the worst snow possible, and it handled everything well except for the slush. And it wasn't terrible. It wasn't like a lot of the old magnet traction boards that I rode back in the past in the mid-2000s. So the Aether, really like this board. I think it's a great solution for somebody just looking to ride the mountain and the park equally, ride switch as much as they ride regular, and just really looking for a playful, forgiving, fun, all mountain freestyle board for kind of more of the mid-wide kind of guy. So niche, Aether, fun board.